Hey there, welcome. In this video, I am going to show you how to make a movable gate, just like this. So here, as we go into the scene, we're going to make the guy with this gate lower so we can enter. And as the gate returns back up, we can also trigger the gate to lower back down, just like that. So, let's get started. Let me clear up all of this stuff, starting from scratch. And my box trigger. Okay, so here, starting the blank little screen here, let's make the door. So here I just used one of these blocks. Let's slide it in here. Slide it in over here. So let's change the shape here. Make it skinny and a little wider. Okay, that should be good just to set it in here. And here, as we can see, we can go a little bit bigger. And aligning the door right where we want it to be. Alright, so the second thing we need to add here is our box trigger. So we drag our box trigger into our scene. And same thing here, we're going to make our box trigger bigger. Take it nice and wide. Get it nice and aligned here. Taller. And give it a little depth. Okay. Nothing crazy, but just enough. All right. From here, let's open our blueprint. So keeping this trigger box selected here, opening our blueprint, level blueprint. And let's right click, add event trigger for trigger box. Open the collision, add event actor begin overlap, and add collision again, end overlap. Delete this is from earlier. Okay, so starting clear. So we have these two nodes here, two things here. From here, we want to move our gate down. So moving our gate down on the z-axis, we need to figure out how far we want to move it. So selecting the gate, we see here our location, set it to an even 202, it makes it easier here. We want to take it down. So as we watch our location values change, lowering this to where we want it to go, and finding out that, 50 works. So 50, let's see, just for even numbers. Yeah, 52 works. Since we have 202 to start with, 52 is perfect for this situation. Going back over to our blueprint, we're going to right click and add in a timeline. Add timeline. So let's rename the timeline to gate movement. We're going to connect our begin and our end. So begin overlap for trigger box to play. The end overlap into reverse. So the gate can go back up once we trigger it to go down. Going into our timeline, just double clicking here, we're going to add a vector track, hiding and locking our X and Y values since we're only working with the Z value. We're going to add a keyframe here by holding Shift, left click, setting the values of our time to 0, initial starting value 0, adding in an additional one here, Shift, click, to add in our new keyframe. For here, we set in how long we want the gate to move. So I had set it for 2 seconds to move. And we're going to move it down so the values were 150 less to move it down. So negative 150 here. Enter that in. And there we go. So here we're going to not be able to see our stuff. So let's zoom to fit horizontal, zoom to fit vertical. Selecting both of our keyframes, Shift to click. Right clicking on the line. Changing our key interpolation to auto, just so it's nice and smooth. And then from here, let's just pause here, compile and save for safe measures. Go back into our scene. Oh, we forgot to move the gate back up. So its value was 202 here. Initial value, perfect. Gate is selected. And now back to the blueprint. Into our event graph. So we're going to create, right click in the scene. We're going to add an event, begin, play. Our event begin play, right here. We're going to right click again. Find this, create a reference to our cube mesh. Cube mesh is what we're using for our gate door, which is perfect, which is fine. We can rename that to whatever we want. From here, we're going to drag off of this, drag off of no, to get actor location. So we get our actor location, dragging off of the return value. We're going to promote this to variable right here. Promoting it to a variable. We can change our variable name to it's our starting point for our door. So I had named it initial location. We're going to drag off of our event begin play into that variable to make it executable. Okay, from here, let's copy our actual gate reference. Coming back down here into our movement, paste it in. door here. What we're going to do we're going to set our actor location. Dragging off of the node. Oops. No, set actor location. Here we are. From here, we're going to drag off of our gate movement. Update, oops. So the update node plugs into here. We're going to drag in our initial location variable from the side. So we drag this into our scene or into our blueprint, get the initial location. From here, we drag off this pin, typing the plus sign. We want to do vector plus vector for this case. And to shift our pins around here a little bit, let's move this up. Here, we're rearranging. Okay, so to move our pins for cleanliness purposes, we control click. Control click that pin, drag it down here. So we can take our movement pin, our new track, and plug it into the top. So this is a new track here. Where's our new track movement? We open this again. This new track is the thing that we created. So once again, you can rename that to whatever you feel is good. And lastly, we're going to take this pin and plug it into our set actor locations, new location. From here, we compile, save, and we play. So we move our guy. Oh, one thing I forgot to do here. This is a good thing too, since this has occurred here. If this does happen, let's change this. What I had forgot to do was to change our door mesh, our door object, whatever it is, mobility here needs to be changed to movable. If it's not movable, it won't move, and then you get all those little error messages. Actually, kind of glad that happened, so we can show you this. So once that's set to movable, let's save it, play it. Now the door should open. There we go. Hey, it goes down. We can go in. Turn around. The door goes up. Door goes back down. And back up again. All right. Thanks for joining me.